Before the founding of Catskull, I was a member of the illustrious Signal Cartel, flying through wormholes, exploring the mysterious systems of Anoikis, and learning the trade of a signaleer. During these days, I often based up at the Institute of Paleocybernetics in a system known as Thera. At the time, I never thought too much about the wonders of this system, but since leaving the Signal Cartel for Catskull and spending a lot more of my time in known space, Thera has been on my mind a lot more. And so I returned to my old home and spoke with some old friends and connections in the Sisters of Eve over a few drinks. Shortly after Caroline's star made its appearance in the skies of New Eden, Capsuleers discovered several new systems connected to the wormhole network. One of these was Thera, and imagine their surprise discovering that within this system, the Sanctuary had already set up at least 4 stations. The first, my old home, is the Institute of Paleocybernetics, drifting in orbit over the 12th planet in the system. The name of this station was merely a formality when I once lived here. I didn't give it much of a second thought, but I realised now that this hinted at discoveries on the planet's surface below. Perhaps the Sanctuary had found things related to the history of the enigmatic sleepers or the ancient Talokan. Just beyond the Institute, a second station, the Surveillance Observatory, scans the system, watching for potential threats. And make no mistake, Thera is a dangerous place. Beyond the reaches of Concord and the Four Empires, it is a nullsec system, and due to its connectivity to known space, it's an active one, with a constant flow of Capsuleers in and out, many of whom are pirates. But beyond the Capsuleers, Thera, like most of J-Space, holds a constant sleeper presence, on par with C3 or C4 systems, including several sites that hint at the history of Thera. In addition to the 4 main stations still in service in Thera, there are several wreckages left adrift. Above the 7th planet drifts the so-called Expedition Office. Exactly what purpose this station of Galente origin may have had, we may never know beyond the name. What these expeditions were for, we may never know. But that's not the most curious thing about this site. Not by far. Just off the side of this station lies the ruined hull of a Hell-class supercarrier. Close inspection identifies the hull as that of the Matahan Lakatro, a name that certainly raises a few eyebrows. You see, at the same time as the Ceylin disaster, an entire Thucker caravan disappeared from the Great Wildlands. Sanmatar Shakur himself confirmed this loss, but apparently loss could be the wrong word. Somehow the Lakatro caravan arrived here in Thera, or at least part of it did. Could an unstable wormhole connection have ripped it here? Certainly I've never discovered a wormhole capable of transiting a supercarrier, but that would perhaps explain the wreckage. Deeper into Thera, above the 3rd planet, hangs the wreckage of another station, labelled as testing facilities. Apparently set up to study nearby Talokan technology, this station has been buckled and broken by numerous impacts, possibly from material thrown up by the devastated, shattered planet below. The array of Talokan static gates nearby is eerily intact, and seems to be functional to some degree. Encased in debris and radioactive fullerene gas, this testing facility appears to have been wrecked by explosions from within, and just beyond it drifts the remnants of an exotic specimen warehouse. Finally, at the very centre of the system lies a site known as the Epicenter. Many theories abound to the nature of these sites, for they do exist within other shattered wormhole systems as well. I won't detail those theories here, but the result is a field of violent wormholes surrounded by various Talokan and sleeper installations, again, some in remarkable near working order. All of these sites are guarded by sleepers, and though most of my visits in the past had been uneventful, on this occasion I very nearly had the armour of Lucid Echo stripped before I could make my escape. I docked back up at the Institute of Paleocybernetics, had my ship repaired, and made the return journey back to K-Space. There are so many mysteries within the realms that we know as New Eden, but it strikes me that things somehow become even stranger and more cryptic in the dark recesses of what we know as Anoikis. J-Space has always fascinated me, but this recent trip to Thera has reminded me that there is so much to learn. Perhaps it's time to leave K-Space behind for a while. We'll see.